If you discovered you could make one technical change that would improve your triple jump by 30 to 40 centimeters, you'd want to know what it is, wouldn't you? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you that a double arm action could make that difference. Recently, I discovered some Bulgarian research that looked specifically at the transition of an elite triple jumper utilising a single arm action throughout their 3 phases to the addition of a double arm action in the jump phase, and they quantified the process and detailed what exercises they did in order to improve that triple jumper. The jumper's name was Nina Serbezova, and she improved from 13 meters 78 to nearly 14 meters 13 meters 98. Now the researchers took a look at the technique that she was using and also that of other top jumpers of the time, which was about a decade ago, and they analysed that the single arm action, particularly transitioning into the jump, had serious limitations. Specifically, they have this to say about the transition from the step into the jump. As a result of this, and despite the right arm being lifted actively back and up, the takeoff is troubled and the knee and pelvis joints of the jumping leg, the right leg, are not fully extended. Furthermore, the body is losing stability and the left arm is starting to fall passively down earlier. So basically, they decided that a double arm action, which they also looked into from a researched basis, was going to improve the performance and the transition into the jump from the step. There is other research out there that indicates that women tend not to do a double arm shift because they are not powerful enough to exert enough vertical velocity on the takeoffs in order to transition through the phases. However, I don't necessarily think that is the case, and through specific vertical velocity inducing work, i.e. the downhill runs and drills that my group is doing at the moment, I believe we can improve vertical velocity. The double arm action will allow the body to impart more force on the contact and raise the centre of mass on that contact. I'm now going to take you through a specific session that we did, a preliminary one, at the beginning of the season in order to start the change to the double arm action. So we began the session, the second unit in fact, with some skipping drills. Now, learning how to make contacts out of the phases is very important. So here we were working on getting the thigh to parallel and then working on the foot contact and fully extended. Then we went to some pop bounds, what I call partial bounds. The objective here is to not fully extend in terms of length of the actual bounds, but to work the foot contacts from a high hip position, trying to keep that vertical velocity going through the foot contact. And we utilised a single arm action and a double arm action, and hopefully you can see that the double arm movement created greater vertical velocity, and we also think created a better exit position into each contact. It bought the jumper more time. Now you've got to realise that this is the initial phases of this transition. So we then went down to the pit and began to implement a series of hop and 2 steps and a jump. In fact, I'll put the drills on screen now as to what they utilise. However, I think what is important is to utilise obviously the double arm action over a number of conditions so that the jumper gets on top of the ability to get the arms in the right place. And you can see here that Kuria was beginning to get into the double arm action almost straight away. So I think that the preliminary partial pop steps enabled her to then transition to better bounds when she went down into the jumps hall subsequently into the session. A single arm through the takeoff should allow for greater velocity to go through the takeoff, which of course is vital for the subsequent length of jump and the preservation of horizontal velocity. If you've got any specific questions on the subject matter of this particular video, or indeed any of my others, then do leave a comment in the section below or through my other social media. And if you do want to find out more about how I plan training and where I go into a lot of detail, then do check out this podcast that I did with Colm Bork. I've also got the first 20 minutes of it on my YouTube channel, and the link is just above. Good luck with your training, and if you've got any competitions coming up, good luck with those too. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to help me help you, as I'm hopefully doing through the making of these videos, then do consider becoming a channel member. head over to the channel's homepage and click on the members button.